¿Qué tal? Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. No importa cuándo veas y escuches esto, porque si lo haces es porque te encanta el ciclismo urbano, porque te apasiona la cultura ciclista y ya de paso porque nos sigues, porque sigues a Ciclosfera, porque este es uno de nuestros ciclodiarios. Yo soy Rafa Vidiella, director de Ciclosfera, y hoy tenemos un programa muy especial, porque tenemos una entrevista con un artista, porque viajamos para hacerla, viajamos por desgracia virtualmente, hacemos la entrevista online. Pero bueno, seguro que nos conoceremos. Es un artista muy especial, se llama Taliah y su obra está muy relacionada con la bicicleta. Taliah Lempert es una especie de un retratista de bicicletas y bueno, pues va a ser protagonista de Ciclosfera 50, pero queríamos también compartir, no solo que la leyerais, sino que también la podéis conocer, la podéis escuchar a través de esta entrevista. Así que, en primer lugar, pues bueno, bienvenida Taliah. Hi, Taliah. How are you?
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Yes, this time in video, but the next time we have to see each other in Brooklyn or in Spain, maybe.
I hope so, yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's try it. The first of all, Taliah, who is Taliah Lempert? Where do you live? What do you do? How is your art?
So my name's Taliah Lempert. I'm a painter and printmaker. I live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and since 1996 or 7, I've been painting pictures of bicycles.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and of course, no. What is your relationship with the bicycles? Why is so important in your work?
Well, there's a lot of reasons I paint bicycles, or a lot of reasons I enjoy it. I started when I back in like 96 or 7 when I started painting bikes, or right before. I'd been painting mostly pictures of people. And one day I bought a bicycle, and I was just walking down the street and there was a bike for sale that was really cute, and it was $80. So I bought it, and then I started riding it for transportation. It was just so awesome and really opened the city for me. And every time I came to unlock it, and it was still there, and it was so lovely. So I painted a picture of it, and I started meeting more people who were cycling and borrowing their bikes to paint, and getting more into cycling, and different kinds of bikes. And I love that each bike gets kind of special for the person who rides it, and also the larger symbolism of it, that it's a self-propelled vehicle. um, that's really positive and beautiful, and I love having that as the center of my work.
Mm-hmm. And how is the process, no, of creating a painting? Why do you choose a certain bicycle? How long does it take, no, for each work? How is your relation with the bicycle?
um, the bikes, so I paint from observation. So the bike, every work starts with the bike in my studio, and sometimes it's just something that will catch my eye, the way the bike is turned, the way the bars are turned, different angles. Um, I live in a big loft that also has a bike shop in it. So there's a lot of bikes around here, and a lot in our collection. But I also love to paint my friends' bikes. And then some of the work that I do is commissions as well. So people will send me their bikes.
What does the bicycle represent for you? I don't know. For a lot of people, it's like freedom, or I don't know, or youngness, or something like this.
Well, the bicycle represents a lot to me, and definitely freedom is a big one, and youngness and possibility. I'm going to get on my bike and go somewhere. A bike is going to harness my energy and make it more. And um, the whole self-propelled thing, it's just this uh, I can do it kind of energy and possibility. I think that because a bike is made to carry a person, there's something very human about them, or expressive. Um, and I love what each bike means to each different person. you know. One of the pictures that you chose that I sent you of the bike with the kid seat on it, that belonged to a guy whose youngest child, I guess, has just outgrown the seat, and he wanted to um, remember his bike like that, or have a painting of his bike like that.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it just was so, I didn't, it was a commission, so I didn't really know him except for the painting. And it was just so lovely to explore the bike and just see all the different clues about who this family was.
Mhm. Yes, because this is interesting. What says a bicycle about the owner? How is the relation between the person, no, the cyclist, and the bicycle?
Yeah, I mean, it says a lot. Like, I don't know, bikes are so amazing because it's such a simple machine, and yet it really says a lot about the era that it was made in. Like when you look at a bike from, like, you know, 1900, 1920, 40, 60, its style is so, the design style really speaks of the era. um and that's wonderful. um you know, or just like, is it a really, I mean, there's so many different kinds of bikes, and then the way that they're, the choices that the people make, it's a very expressive thing.
Mhm. Talia, and do you have a bicycle? Do you ride bicycle daily, or
Yeah,
you
I
only
ride a
paint?
bike. I have a few bicycles. So I have I ride for transportation most of the time. So I have a couple bicycles. One is my old, I have an old Bianchi road bike that is now set up as a town bike with upright bars and a basket on the front. And it's nice because I can zip around. It's very quick and easy to carry up and down the stairs. And then I have a Rivendell bike that has more racks on the back and fenders, and a really great dynamo light system, um, which I often carry a lot of stuff around. Like,
Mhm.
so that's really good for that, you know. And just and the lights are so good this time of year. It's dark all the time, so it's nice to have that.
Mhm.
And then uh, I have a road bike that's it's kind of, it was made for a local team here. So it's a Champion Systems frame, and I've been moving the same campy group on different bikes over the years. So that's set up now, and then I have an older road bike um, that I have, that's a steel Italian frame that I
Nice.
have set up kind of 1980s for, we did the Eroica in California a few years ago.
Mhm.
And I've left it in its 80s splendor with the big uh, the cables. I like big loopy cables.
Nice. It must be nice.
Yeah, loop
And
shifters.
yes, have you painted, or only the bicycles for other person?
Oh no, I've painted my own bikes. They, you know, they work
Mhm.
hard modeling.
Nice. So I didn't know, but we are talking with a real expert, no? In Brooklyn cycling and New York urban cycling. How is the situation, no? Because 20 years ago, when the people thinks when the people think about New York, everybody's thinking in a lot of cars and traffic jams or something like this. But now are more bicycles and it's different, no? Did you live
It's different. When I start, I mean, first, I think that New York is a great bike town, and it's always been a great bike town. My dad grew up here and used to ride, you know, for transportation, and he used to um, race on the track here and ride his track bike, you know, through the city. And you know, it was good then, and it's good now. When I started riding in the mid 90s, there were not very many bike lanes, maybe like one or two, and now they're all over the place, which is for the most part great. But, even without them, I thought New York was a terrific city to ride in. It's not that big. It's not that hilly.
Mhm.
And you can, most of the traffic is sitting there. So you can really go faster on a bike than in a car or the
Yes.
subway.
Nice. And for example, if we go tomorrow, no, with some friends from Spanish and yeah, Spanish friends, go to visit you, and we rent some bicycles. Where can we go, or what? Yes, where can we go with you? Your favorite place is for cycling in New York.
Well, I have a riding buddy, and we do this same ride we've been doing for kind of decades, or like it's loosely based on that, where we ride up. We go into Manhattan. I usually meet her at the Brooklyn side of the Brooklyn Bridge, and we ride into Manhattan, and then we ride up the West Side bike path, where there's a beautiful little red lighthouse right underneath the George Washington Bridge. And we
Mm.
cross the George Washington Bridge, and then there's a bunch of different places you could go, but our favorite is riding down kind of under the bridge and then back north. There's about a 15-mile road that goes right along the river, and it's just gorgeous. We
Mm.
often see like bald eagles nesting, which is pretty great. And
Mm.
there's a steep hill at the end, and depending how we feel, we could have a picnic there or continue on. There's a little restaurant that was once a gas station that Edward Hopper painted, who's a New York old-timey painter. And then if you're feeling good, you could continue on to Nyack.
Mhm.
And that's about as good as I normally feel. If you're feeling really, really good, you could continue on to Bear Mountain, and all of that is a nice ride. If we just do River Road, if we it could be like 40 or 50 miles about. Um, and then I wouldn't do it right now because it's cold here, but you could head in the other direction and go out to Rockaway Beach. And the nice way to do it, we like to go through Brooklyn to like 68th Street, and there's a little park called Owl's Head Park, and it's the top of a bike path that goes along the water, and you go under the Verrazano and see the whole I guess bay, or I don't know, harbor, I don't know what it is, big
Mhm.
body of water, with big ships, and you can see Manhattan, just these gorgeous views, and riding under the Verrazano is really lovely. I love the bridges here. And
Mm.
you can continue on to Coney Island. We just did that the other week and went, sat on the boardwalk for a little while and then rode back the short way, which is Ocean Parkway, which was the first bike path in the United States. Um, which is really fun. But you could also go to Coney Island and then go through Sheepshead Bay. And then there's more bike paths that are really gorgeous, and it's really beautiful landscaping. And you can go out to Rockaway Beach, which is really wonderful. And there's all these different sections of it. One of them has like a big kind of kiosk that was built in the 40s with, ice cream and,
Yes.
changing
And it,
rooms and whatever. And it's all very Art Deco, which
mm.
is pretty great. And then another part has like, um, there's like a, kind of World War II stuff, which is pretty cool.
It's interesting, no? Because it's a different view from New York, no? And Brooklyn is a different visit, no? It's a different way to know the place and the
Yeah.
people. Oh, nice. And what can you say about, I don't know, about trips? Have you also made trips by bicycle, or what trip would you recommend us in the States?
I have, that's something I feel it's where I'm really lacking, is I haven't done too many I
Mhm.
haven't really done any, camping trips by bike, although I would really like to. But I haven't made the time, which is really bad. I think the longest day I've ever had on the bike is going out to Montauk and getting lost, which is the tip of Long Island. But that's kind of a day trip.
Okay. And the last question, because I suppose you've got it's starting the day, in New York, and you've got to make
Yeah.
a lot of paintings and a lot of things. But in addition to bicycles, what artists have you most influenced your work, or your favorite filmmakers, or something like this?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I love art and I love painting, and I'm always looking at artwork and listening to books about painters and stuff. And I try and let everything, or seek the influence in my own work.
Mhm.
I'm listening to a book right now about Montreal,
Mhm.
and I love his work. I love Egon Schiele, and
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I love Surface and all of that. I'm not, yeah, I can't think of too much. Sorry.
Mhm. Don't worry. And the last question: what do you think when you are drawing and painting bicycles, and what do you think when you are riding bicycle? What do you feel?
I mean, I feel good when I'm riding a bike, and it could, like, getting somewhere by bike is often the best part of the, or it's a great part of the day.
Mhm.
And it makes me feel good. Um, and when I'm painting pictures of bikes, I'm looking around my studio as we're talking, and just what feeling I get from my paintings. And I like to kind of muse on where the bike has been, where the person has been,
Mhm.
and capture that as much as I can. It's interesting, the different things that come in. I'm working right now. The one that I'm painting right now is a commission,
Mhm.
um, which is nice, and it's a it's a racing bike, or a track pursuit
Mhm.
frame,
Yes, nice.
and I'm not so far along with it.
It's easier to do it than to talk about it, no? Maybe.
Indeed, yeah.
Yes, it
I
doesn't
paint what
matter.
I can't say in words.
Perfect. So Talia, I think is enough, and really interesting, and it's nice, not to see your artwork when
Thank you.
we'll share, yeah, when we'll share with our audience, and to know you and to listen you. And thanks a lot. And I wish someday we can visit you and cycling around Brooklyn and New York. Thanks a
I'm
lot.
looking forward to it. I hope so too.
Thanks, Talia. Nice to meet you. See
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.